Yesterday I told you about one of our priests in Milne Bay called Barney Baldwin. I want to tell you a story about another one of our priests who was out there at the same time and in the war. His name was George Vincent Taylor, a famous man. This is Roger, you're with MSC Mission Office and you are with Mission Alive. At that time when the Japanese were invading Papua New Guinea, and they were heading down towards Milne Bay because they wanted to come around and capture Port Moresby and so secure the Torres Straits. And the superior at the time was Father George Vincent Taylor, who was a strong man, a strong character. He took the decision to pull all the missionaries out, evacuate them to Port Moresby, from whence he evacuated them down to Australia. This was controversial because the mission there had only started in 1934 and we hadn't been there before because of, as I've mentioned before, the historical thing of the spheres of influence set up by the government. But Bishop Alain de Beaumanoux had always said he would go into any area where he was invited or the church was needed. So we had just gone into Milne Bay and just getting started. So argument was that if we leave now, when we're just getting started, when we come back, the people won't want to know about us. Anyway, he was a strong man, he pulled everybody out. The Japanese did come. And I told you the story about Father Barney Baldwin, how he had his boat shot up and he was in the water at the back hanging onto a rope. Now I only met Father Taylor when he was an old man. When I was first a seminarian down in Melbourne, he was retired. And we told many stories about him. And at that time, he was an old man, he kept saying, every now and again he would say, I made the decision to pull everybody out. Don't know if it was the right decision. And I used to often think, man, what a pity, after all these years he's still not convinced he made the right decision. But that's what he did. And all the missionaries survived. Even Father Baldwin survived, getting shot up. And after the war, when we went back, the people were happy to see us. And stories about how the children that they had in schools, they sent them all home to the villages, of course, go home. And when they came back, these young kids came and said, our people are ready for baptism. What do you mean they're ready for baptism? Everything you taught us in school, we taught them at home. So the mission not only survived, but it prospered in the absence. Now one day, the old man, we were in chapel, and the old man was sitting there, and as I said, he always said he doesn't know whether he made the right decision. And at that stage, the provincial superior at the time was visiting the seminary, and he was the main celebrant at the Mass. And he was saying that in our lives we make decisions, and in a sense, right or wrong, we have to live with it. And he said, one example of that is this old man here, and he pointed to George Vincent Taylor in the front seat. He said he made a decision about pulling the missionaries out of Milne Bay, and it was the right decision. The old man sat there and cried. He said afterwards, it was the first time in all the history of his life that any provincial or any superior in charge had backed him up on that decision. He'd lived with that doubt for years. Here the provincial superior said he made the right decision. I spoke yesterday about the now, and we have to, at points in our life, the now is when I have to make a decision. He came to that. He had to make a decision, and he followed through, and he made sure it was done. Now at our time, with COVID, with the way the world is and the churches, we have to make decisions. And one of the decisions we make, I believe in Jesus Christ and I will follow him. And I will follow and I will make any decision that I need to make to do that. That is where our mission begins. Faith in the person of Jesus Christ and deciding to follow that man and to follow him now. Thank you for being with us.